Hello, hunters! Today we're going to be going over an Italian article that somebody on Twitter has translated. It's FabrizioART. I'll post a link to the thread in the description if you want to stop by and give them some love. But they broke it down into a couple points, so I'll just go over the quick points and give my thoughts on them. The first point is optimization and performance. It says in the article they don't go into detail, but they mention that the final 6 months of dev time were going to be dedicated to optimization. And I know a lot of people had some concerns about optimization when they released the system requirements, so hopefully that'll help assuage some of those fears, and we'll get some more details on that. Crossplay. It can be toggled off at any time, including in the search for a specific quest, granting total freedom in terms of matchmaking. No cross-save or cross-purchases, as that'd be too complex, but they think that the simultaneous launch and crossplay will help. I remember crossplay, they announced crossplay, huge news, that's going to be really great for the community. But I know some people had concerns about playing with other consoles because they were worried about cheating or mods breaking the game. But that's something I witnessed on PlayStation 4 when I was playing Monster Hunter World, people messing with their guiding lane stuff. Philosophy of the game, relations to world. Generally, the devs try not to look at the previous title and give a unique philosophy approach to the concept of each game. Wilds in this case. The general series core being in the shoes of a hunter, infiltrating into a realistic ecosystem and hunting monsters. For Wilds, the focus is on the dual nature of the wilderness as beautiful, but also as dangerous. And something they showed the poor bird from the Scarlet Forest gameplay, and that's a good example. You have the beautiful bird and then the brutal bird fly Venus bird trap. Furthering submersion is also why they went with a seamless map. And why 2 weapons? Does that relate to the previous philosophy? Yes. Specifically, they want us to spend more time in the field wandering around, and being able to change weapons to adapt on the fly helps with that. Having more options during your extended stay in the field. So that's neat. This is an interesting one here too. I've been seeing around. I thought it was pretty well covered on other videos, so I'm not going to go into too much depth. But it mentions that offensive skills are being moved to weapons, so that when you switch weapons, you have your offensive skills related to that specific weapon. As you may or may not know, some weapons have specific skills that work for them that are not going to work on other weapons. So this is a nice way to fix that. And then all your other defensive skills or utility skills will still be on your main armor set, it looks like. But they're also going to be overhauling the decoration system. Other outlets I'd seen had mentioned accessories that would switch over, so that's all the details they gave on that. Tracking hunt times, speed runs, and seamless exploring. And this is one that interests me. If you've seen the other ones on my channels, you know I like doing the speed runs. So those are a lot of fun, and that's something I've been wondering about personally. Starting quests by attacking a monster is not the main or only way to start a hunt. It exists in parallel to the classic quest counter ready system for the multiplayer, which also tracks quest stats. Excellent. So we can have the best of both worlds. I like that. Kind of have the guiding lands encounters, just going out and hunting, or we can do it the old school way. So I think that's good news for me at least. Is the exploration experience comparable to the guiding lands in terms of staying out long and not knowing what you'll find? And they say it's meant to be a more chaotic and unpredictable experience than anything before. Ooh. However, you can choose to have a more controlled experience. You can select quests from the counter, resting, and weather. Oh, I missed that part. A weather forecast function. Allow you to hunt in the conditions that you need for a specific monster. or like. Sorry, Milo is shaking the camera. Unspecified if the systems combine. Can you spawn the Apex out of the inclemency or do quests to create a world state? So do you have to wait, or can you just get a quest for the monster and it's going to automatically put you in a state where it would appear during inclemency? Towns are different. How does relaxing or hanging out together work now? And this is a big one I was worried about too. 16-player lobbies are back. Connecting to one makes all players appear at the base camp, even if the camp is seamlessly integrated into the map. All the classic social type dynamics are possible. So we're hoping for arm wrestling and all that. That was really good news. It was understandable, but it's a big bummer in Rise when it was just the 4-player lobbies. But that was meant to be a more mobile experience than this, where you sit down. But I had a lot of really good memories playing with my friends in World and just going in. The lobby's alive. Everyone's talking, joking, having fun, arm wrestling, swimming. So this is excellent. Ever consider adding a new weapon? We talk about it all the time. Idea's never been discarded. Key question is, what does it add without stepping on existing ones? With every new game that we focus on that game's concept, for a while, new weapon just hasn't happened to fit it. And that's something I see a lot of people keep asking for new weapons. And there's also other elements to that. That's more balancing they'll have to do. It's more art they'll have to make for the different weapons, and more skills and all that. I'd like to see the Tonfas come back. I think they could kind of fill in a neat niche of a really, really fast dual blades like weapon, but with blunt damage, and it had the aerial components like Insect Glaive, without it being used for repositioning. It was more for attacking. I guess positioning vertically, whereas Insect Glaive kind of positions all over the place. 9 continued. While its concept included big development evolution of the existing roster, Tsujimoto added that a big issue would be matching the current depth of gameplay refinement of... Yeah, okay, like I said. Matching the current depth and gameplay refinements of weapons, the youngest of which have been around for 10 years by now. So, Monster Hunter 4, they had the Insect Glaive and Charge Blade come out, and those were... I haven't played a ton of 4U, but apparently Insect Glaive and Charge Blade were pretty busted. Resources, higher priorities, but 15th weapons on the back burner for now. Okay, so I got ahead of the article a little bit. Philosophy about balance and moveset. We wanted to minimize situations where the player has no options about what they want to do for the next instant. Regardless of what is happening, they want us to have a reasonable, literally sensed or sensible, it's translated, probably from Japanese to Italian to English. They want us to have a reasonable option about how to face or counter the situation. And Fabrizio adds their own observation. This shift towards moment-to-moment execution over move planning, whereas in older games, it's almost like chess or checkers. This is going to be more action-oriented. But I still think even with that shift, the planning is still going to be important. You know, you don't want to overcommit to attacks. But you're able to, you have more engaging moment-to-moment action that the older games definitely lack. I've been playing through those, and I think this is a nice direction to go with, while still being true to what makes Monster Hunter fun to play. Punishment comes from not knowing or understanding your options at a given moment, or by failing to use them. Can't put yourself in a helpless spot as much as fail to help yourself. I like that. Okay, that looks like that's the end of the thread. But thank you, Fabrizio. That was a really good thread. a great read. I hope you guys are as excited about the news as I am, especially about the hubs. Oh, so relieved to see that. Also really relieved to see that we'd be having normal quest counter stuff. Milo is coming to say hi. All right, we're signing off. Say bye.